On Tuesday, the Beijing municipal government announced the start of a 100-day crackdown on foreign citizens living in China illegally. Now, this is the first time the authorities have openly targeted illegal aliens in the capital. According to the city's Public Security Bureau, Beijing spots which are popular with foreigners, such as the Sanlitun nightlife and shopping area and various university areas, will be specifically targeted. Beijing is second only to Shanghai in terms of the number of foreigners with residence permits of some sort, almost 120,000 at the end of 2011, although a floating population of tourists and business visitors means around 200,000 foreigners are actually in the city on any given day. According to the Entry-Exit Bureau, that's sort of China's equivalent of the US Border Protection Organization, 13,000 cases of illegal entry, overstaying and illegal employment of foreigners were reported since 2008. Locals have even been encouraged to report foreigners suspected of wrongdoing to a police hotline, and the police say those in breach of the law will face fines, detention and deportation. The campaign comes just days after a British tourist was detained after a video circulated online allegedly showing him assaulting a Chinese woman on a public street in Beijing. Police deny the crackdown has anything to do with the incident, which prompted outrage amongst Chinese web users, but it appears that many media reports and online discussions do presume the timing of the crackdown is not simply coincidence. Well, to hear some of what is being said about this, let's now join our researcher Esther Dung in the newsroom. Okay, Esther, first off, obviously this campaign won't affect Chinese net users as they're not foreigners, so is there really that much interest in it?
Well, there is actually, and a lot of support for it. In fact, plenty of posters seem to be quite excited about the news and are saying it's something they have waited a long time for. First, listen to a happy poster named 不深的蓝. Well done, I totally support this move. After all, not all foreigners deserve to be treated as guests to our country. There are also villains among them. And 涅槃蜘蛛雀 from Hunan has this on iPhone.com. This campaign should have been started long ago. China has been developing for a long time now, and plenty of foreigners want to make money here. In future, we have to raise the entry standards for these people. And this poster on xuancheng.org, like many others, brings up the case of the British tourist suspected of assaulting a Chinese woman that you mentioned. Good job. It's high time to stop foreigners from doing whatever they want in China. Think about what the British guy did. Even people in his own country said this scum deserved to be bitten. And I've also come across many comments saying that the campaign should not only be restricted to Beijing, but should be extended right across the country. And interestingly, I've seen so many posters who all mention the same area, the province of Guangdong and its capital, Guangzhou. First, listen to Tian Dao Zhaozhang, who comes from there. Actually, the number of these foreigners with illegal employment, illegal entry, and overstaying is even greater in Guangdong, and they have a serious effect on local social order and security. The Guangzhou government should learn from Beijing. And 蓝色浪潮波 on Tian.cn is one of many posters who refers to the fact that a lot of the foreigners in Guangdong hail from African countries. The black Africans have become a public hazard in Guangdong, and lots of them get involved in drug dealing. Guangdong residents have long been unhappy with the government's failure to crack down on them. These people destroy public security and affect local people's employment situation.
Now, going back to that incident involving a British man and the alleged sexual assault of a woman in Beijing last week, that video clip was seen by literally millions of Chinese people. Do net users feel this really did play a role in this campaign, especially as the Beijing police have said that the man held a tourist visa?
Oh yeah, definitely. And in fact, plenty of posters are extremely unhappy with how that case has been handled and the lack of official explanations so far. First, Final Sand asks, I just want to know what kind of sentence that guy has got. Why there's been no further information for the case? And 我也一句 seems quite angry with the media coverage of this case, saying, What? Indecent action against the woman? Come on, it was obvious attempted rape. What's wrong with our media? Is it because he's a foreigner that they try every means to vindicate for him? And we also have this net user named So on Yahoo.com. Up till now, there's little police explanation of this case, and also no words from the foreigner. My impression is that most of the coverage focuses on showing how we Chinese are not afraid to beat foreigners who try to rape Chinese women. No legal procedure, no complete media coverage. This only shows the inferiority of our own people. And although I've mentioned that lots of people support this move, still many people feel the government actually lacks sincerity in dealing with the problem. First, 走在路上的小鹿 has this remark on Weibo.com. If there weren't for that case of the British guy, perhaps the government wouldn't bother themselves to come up with this idea. And Bao Dan asks on QQ.com. Is it because the case happened in Beijing, so the campaign is carried out in Beijing? Does it mean only when similar cases happen in other places will the government regulate all the foreigners in the country? Or does it mean these foreigners can still do whatever they want in other places except for Beijing?
Finally, Esther, there definitely does seem to be a strong feeling amongst many Chinese people that the authorities use double standards when dealing with Chinese and non-Chinese. Essentially that the latter are handled with kid gloves if something goes wrong or blows up. Is that a view you've seen expressed?
Oh, yes, sure. Based on the comments I've seen, plenty of posters are complaining about, on lots of occasions, foreigners are treated too well in China, and both the government and ordinary people fail to treat them as equals. First, this poster, calling himself a runner, has this comment based on his personal experience. We should have overcome the thinking that foreigners are more capable and better than us long ago. The other day at the Xi'an train station, when we were going through security, 2 foreigners in front of us were let through without being scanned. When I asked why, the station staff answered, because they are foreigners. I honestly don't know who made this regulation. It makes me feel we Chinese are inferior to others, even in our own country. We really have to increase our sense of self-worth and confidence and stop spoiling foreigners. And this poster from Gansu remarks on iPhone.com. Chinese people always think about the importance of friendship when dealing with foreigners, but some foreigners don't really have the same idea in their minds. Finally, this anonymous poster has this question on Sohu.com. In China, foreigners are treated like a protected species. They get protection and respect. But do Chinese people enjoy the same treatment in other countries?
A good question. Okay, thanks for looking into this for us, Esther. That was China Take researcher Esther Dong with reaction from China's online community to a new campaign aimed at clamping down on illegal aliens in China and particularly in the capital, Beijing. Next, here on China Take, some of the top trending phrases on China's most popular search engines. What's got Chinese net users curious?